People of the tube. People of the tube. Tube. Run. Today I'm not here to tell you which direction I think you should swing your bat at the Zimmerman trial. Swing this way. Why am I throwing paper? Beats me, can't say, but if you stick around there's a pretty good chance you're going to see some mad catharsis. Ran out of paper. Because today is just the kind of day when I feel like sitting back and yelling at a camera about something that somebody said which made my brain feel like it was rolling down a flight of stairs in a hamster wheel. Catharsis. So here's a little bit of my weekly angst. There was this interview that came out about the Zimmerman trial where Governor Rick Perry was asked if he thinks that the justice system is stacked against blacks. And to that, Governor Perry said, no, our justice system is colorblind. Alright, so maybe he had a little more Texas in his voice. Our justice system is colorblind. Worst impersonation ever. Now before you grind down on the brakes and say that a colorblind system is just too good to be, you should know that Democrat Governor Pat Quinn agrees with Perry. Which is great, because I think we should all feel privileged and frankly a little bit safer under the system knowing that a black woman from Florida is now safely behind bars for 20 years. Why? Because she fired warning shots for fear of her life at the hands of an abusive husband. Now say what you will about reasonable doubt in the Zimmerman trial, but what happened to reasonable doubt the day jury members voted on the fate of a law-abiding mother with her master's degree after she was confronted by a man whom she had a restraining order for? Isolated incidences, you say? Okay, let's play. In a study conducted by the Tampa Bay Times on stand your ground conflicts, people who killed whites were acquitted 59% of the time, while people who killed blacks were acquitted 73% of the time. Okay, maybe in Florida. In Georgia, blacks were convicted of murder were 1.7 times more likely to get the death penalty than whites. But if the murder victim was white, convicts were 4.3 times more likely to receive the death penalty than if the victim was black. And is it too late to add that talk of a colorblind system is a pretty bold claim coming from the governor of Texas, where the New York Times reports that yes, blacks who murdered whites are also more likely to receive the death penalty than murderers whose victims were black. Well, if it was too late for me to talk about it, it's probably also too late for you to talk about me talking about it. Because whatever you say, it's already out there. I'm in your mind. Now, people of the tube, here's where you begin to hate. Because for all that talk about being colorblind, there's a pretty good chance on a later video I'm just going to rant about everything that's wrong with the term colorblind. But until then, to hold myself over, I'm going to try on some colorblind shades. These actually work. Everything's so black and white. Wait a minute.